Hi, I'm Liz. Tonight on Geek Tank, we're going to talk about Starfest.
Geek Tank.
Put your red shirt on and a brown coat too. Everybody's joining the crew. You got just one ring that'll rule them all. Loopy fruit, remember your towel. Get your Uru hammers and your Needler guns. A sonic screwdriver or a sword plus one. Use Valerian steel if it'll get you to come to the Geek Tank. To the Geek Tank, the Rocky Mountain Geek Tank.
Give me a nice hand signal.
Okay.
Hi, welcome
there.
to Rocky Mountain Geek Tank. I'm Troy Fleur.
I'm Guy Davis.
We were hoping to have Lily here, but I guess the con ate her.
Yeah.
Con as in convention.
It's so sad. It's either that or the snow.
It's unconventional.
Snow. It is very unconventional for
It could be
snow
the
to
snow.
eat people. It's
She
snowing.
She doesn't have a lot of insulation, so she
yeah. Maybe
easily
she
could be
froze to
frozen.
death. Oh,
Yep.
poor Lily.
I know. Well, welcome to our second episode of Rocky Mountain Geek Tank, and obviously you're like, what's that? Well, we're a tank full of geeks, which is kind of like a think tank, but instead of thinking, we're geeking. And we're here to cover all aspects and realms of geek stuff. And guys trying out for the Mime Olympics, although they've turned him down every single time. But you know, he writes them and he hears nothing back. So
So sad.
so
Oh, wait, I spoke.
Last week was really cool. We got to go to Starfest. Before we get into that, though, we're going to do Geek of the upcoming week. So Geek of the Week is, we're still naming it. Maybe
We're still working on it.
Geeking of the Week or Geeks of the Week. Some stuff coming up next week that you might be interested in if you are a geek. Coming up on May 16th is the release of the new Godzilla movie. So I know lots of people. The toys, his head looks so out of proportion to his body. It's really tiny. I hope the movie's not like that. I hope that's just a toy thing. But we'll see.
I've been hearing a lot on the web about that. I mean, I've
His
been hearing
head,
a lot.
or-
Well, no, the you know, people are kind of, you know, fat shaming poor Godzilla. He's gotten
Well, it's
bigger.
the American Godzilla, so of course he is.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh.
It makes sense, I guess, because
Yep.
we kind of fat shame everybody. It's kind of sad.
And other movie news, I'd like to do a nice shout out to Alamo Drafthouse Cinema. It's one of my favorite cinemas. They always have really cool stuff lined up during the week. And so this upcoming week, Monday, they're doing a fundraiser for Ben Franklin Academy Get Schooled fundraiser. They're showing Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And it's, whoop, I lost my notes.
Everybody, go to school.
7:30.
Just like
Definitely check online. Go to school.
Ferris Bueller
But
didn't.
for those of you who love watching movies on the big screen, and it's like, gosh, I can't go back and watch all those awesome movies I loved, like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Well, here you go. You could go see it. That's the great thing about the Alamo Drafthouse. On Tuesday at 7, they're doing One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh,
classic
nice.
with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson won't be there, but he'll be in the movie. And Wednesday, they're doing this weird thing called Video Vortex, and they get these like independent films that are very bizarre. This one's called Hawk Jones. It's like an action film with 10-year-olds. It's all over-the-top action, hand grenades, guns, and that, but the guns are all the really bad CGI. So it's sort of kid-friendly, and they replace all the bad words with like kid words.
Okay.
Yeah, and it looks like it was shot on VHS tape.
Maybe
So-
it was like our first movie or something.
It could have been.
Back in the 80s when
back in
we
the
shot
80s.
our first movie on VHS.
I didn't
My
see
first
anything,
movie was shot on VHS.
Mine too.
Yeah.
We'll
show
didn't
that
see
to you
anything
someday.
on Thursday. Friday though, Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is on
Now
at
he's here.
7:30. If you'd like to go see Beetlejuice, and then something
Beetlejuice,
really weird on Saturday at 9:30, the Kanye West Glow in the Dark Party. So if you're a Kanye West fan, or if you're a Glow in the Dark fan, or a party fan, I assume that's the thing for you. I'm guessing they're going to have all Kanye West videos with the words there, so you could sing along, and then have a nice big area open to dance at.
What kind of music is Kanye West? Isn't he rap?
Sort of rap, sort of soul,
Roll?
blues, sort of soul roll. Could be.
Suze?
Yep. In game news, video game news, on the 13th, Borderlands 2 for PS Vita. I don't have a PS Vita. Am I pronouncing that right? Vita?
I
Vita?
don't know. Vita?
Vitamin? PS
Vita
Vita?
Vita good?
I have a PlayStation Portable, which is old. But Borderlands 2 is coming out for that. Also on the 13th, Serious Sam 3 BFE for PS3. That rhymes. BFE. Don't know. And then,
Well,
and
he's serious.
He's
That's
serious.
why.
And
He's
it's the third
serious.
time.
And he's Sam.
15th, Mega Man 4 for 3DS, if you're a 3DS fan, a Mega Man fan, they're doing that. And May 16th, Minecraft, which has been out for a while, but it's apparently finally coming out now for PlayStation 3. So, that is that. Yeah, there's our timer. Real quick, too, there's a really cool game shop called Adventure. Oh, I should have mentioned. Alamo Drafthouse Cinema is at the Aspen Grove Shopping Center off of Santa Fe Drive. And then there's a really cool game shop, too, I'd like to do a shout out to called Adventurers Quarters. They're at 5777 Old Wadsworth Boulevard.
They rock. They're
They
pretty
rock.
awesome.
They're really
people.
cool. The staff there is really friendly and awesome. They do a special thing each night, too. I thought the whole table was going there for a minute. Monday from 5 to 9, they're doing X-Wing miniature battles. So, and the great thing about this, you don't have to know anything about these games. You can show up and they'll teach you. Tuesday, 4 to 9, they're doing board game night. So if there's a game you're interested in buying, but you'd like to try it out first, you should go there. They have a lot of games already open to try out. Or if you have a game that you really love to play but can't find people to play it with, take it there and say, hey, play this game, and maybe somebody will play it with you. Wednesday,
We do that all the
4:30.
time.
Yeah, Wednesday, 4:30 to 9. They're doing a one-shot 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons dungeon crawl. They have pre-made characters, or you can bring your own character because it's one shot.
BYOC.
Yeah, bring your own character, or they have characters there for you if you like.
Yeah.
If you're curious about what is 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons, I've heard a lot of bad stuff about it, but to be fair, I haven't tried it.
Yeah, so this is a good time to try it.
If you're interested in it.
I've heard a lot about 4th edition too, that nobody likes it, it's too easy, it's too simple, it's not complicated or detailed enough and all that stuff. Well, this is a great chance.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay anything to do it. You can see for yourself. You get in there and you're like, well, I didn't like this game. Hey, you're out nothing.
If you walk in and you totally hate it, there's a really cool burger place across the street you can go to.
You just go to, yeah.
Thursday, they're doing a tabletop miniature battle game called Infinity. I haven't played it, but I've heard of it. And a game that this guy loves, Mobile Frame Zero.
Woohoo!
Just bring a bunch of Legos and a bunch of 6-sided dice, and that's all you need.
That's
and
all
they'll
you
teach
need.
you how to play. You build little
You
robots.
Build the robots and you put them on the table.
Yeah.
I love tabletop.
It is
Tabletop's rocking.
Friday, 6 p.m., they're doing Magic the Gathering, but I'm not sure which. There's a bunch of varieties. I think it's standard. If you're interested in that, give them a call. I think tons of game places do Friday Night Magic. So
Yes.
that's the upcoming Week in Geek. And hey, here's our other host. She's giving me a call right now. Since you can't hear, I'm not going to take her call because that'd be really cool, though.
It would be cool if we could have her on the
on the phone. We could just conference her in.
Conference her in, you got it.
But we need to get to our footage. I believe we have.
Yes.
What to Starfest?
That's upside down.
No, see, and then you just watch.
It's still upside down.
It's upside down to him. Either
Oh.
way I do it. This is their little.
Everything's upside down to me. It's like the world is upside down to me. It's so sad.
It's your
The
school.
world
Did that to
is
you.
upside down to me.
So do we have footage this week?
Yes, we do.
Good.
Rocket.
Let's take a look at some of the stuff.
Hi, I'm Troy Fleur. I'm here at the Marriott in the DTC, that's the Denver Tech Center, at Starfest. It doesn't say which one it is, but I can tell you that it started sometime in 1977, so you do the math. You've never been to a science fiction convention before? Well, we're going to take you on a little tour and show you all the stuff that happens at a science fiction convention, at least the stuff that we're legally allowed to show you on camera. We are now in the atrium, something that seems to happen at almost every convention I've been to. People that rent the rooms on the balconies love to decorate them. So cameraman Guy is going to swing around here and show you some of the various decorations that the balcony occupiers have done. I'm now in what they call the huckster's room or the dealer's room. This is where people come and rent space to sell their various stuff that relates to the different geekdoms that people like. We will now look at a few different of the hucksters. Maybe talk to some, maybe not. Here's Jordan. Tell me about what you sell, Jordan.
Well, we're a gaming and gaming accessory store, so we primarily sell Magic, the Gathering, singles, accessories. We also sell Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards and accessories and kind of things of that nature.
Nice. And I heard you have an online store that does singles.
Yes, we do. We don't have any singles with us today, but We do have all of our singles for sale online, as well as all the products you see here, in addition to some that I couldn't fit on the table.
Nice. So, how many conventions have you been to?
Personally, I've been to many, more than I can count on one hand at least. This is actually the first time we've been here as a dealer. So I would say from a personal perspective, it's kind of an old hat, but it's definitely got a new element to it.
Nice. And then, are there any specific events that are happening that you like are going to sneak away from the dealer table to go watch or check out?
I would definitely have to go to the Federation Ball. That's tomorrow night, and we always try and make that, of course. And then there's just such variety at the cons that I like to look at the schedule and kind of pick it out sort of a la carte style.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Jordan. We'll be sure to have this on there, and we'll do, through magic of technology, have your store logo name right here up here as we're talking, and people can check it out.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jordan.
Yep, thank you.
Get off of me, you brute! Still exploring all the different things that you can do at a convention. So if you're like, well, so far we've seen costuming, we've seen that you can walk around and buy stuff. So what else can you do? Well, there's an entire floor devoted to gaming. Gaming from role-playing games to tabletop games, board games, video games. We'll take a look at some of that stuff now. Troy Fleur with Rocky Mountain Geek Tank, still here at Starfest. Found something really cool here on the game floor. It is a game that is in production, has a Kickstarter going currently. By the time you see this, probably Kickstarter will be done. If they don't meet their money, they're going to restart it, so it could be on again. It's a game called Raid, Pirates Plunder. Let's go to the creators.
Yeah, so we created this game. We were in college, and we just played a board game night weekly, and we wanted something that was light enough that you could have a conversation while you're playing it, but still have enough strategy that it's intellectually stimulating and thematically stimulating.
Let me back up because I forgot to ask names.
So I'm Jeff Pitts.
I'm Jordan.
Cool. And so it's tactically stimulating, but not so over much that you can't have a social conversation.
Exactly. So when we made this game, we limited our instruction manual to 4 pages. And it's all pictures for the most part and bullet points. So there's kind of like these 3 basic rules that everything goes back to. And the game just naturally layers itself as you play it. So it gets really exciting and dynamic, but it's very basic rules to go to.
Nice. Well, what's roughly how many players total, would you say?
So we've designed the game for 2 to 4 players, but it's totally modular. You can combine games and make an 8-player game as an expansion to itself, which is kind of cool. And every game is different. And it's a capture and deliver game where you're chasing down merchant ships and trying to bring them back to Black Bart's Cove, and he gives you gold for it. And the player with the most gold wins. But what gets exciting is because all the pirates can steal from each other, and there's also these 9-player controlled navy who's going around the city hunting down pirates. And I'll show you a really unique mechanic about the game here. So what happens is we roll the dice, and the dice is kind of like the wind, and it determines which direction that all the merchant ships will sail. And so they'll all follow around. There's numbers on every edge of the hex tile, and they'll all move to the adjacent space according to that number. So the game is fluid, and it's constantly moving as you play it.
That's interesting. You have to adjust your tactics because you can't plan ahead very far because you might be in the wrong place that you were thinking originally. Interesting. And then, so the overall goal, it seems, you're trying to capture more ships
to make more money, and the player with the most money at the end wins.
Seems pretty simple. Nice. Awesome. Well, would you like to say anything?
I would love to say a few things. Yeah. So, like you said, we're on Kickstarter right now. Probably by the time you see this, it'll be over. But we will either, have the game available if we get funded, and if not, then we will obviously be doing a relaunch, hopefully. So that's the plan. Right now, our goal is 11,000, and we're hoping to hit that by the end of the week.
Cool. Good luck with that. I really hope it happens. So be sure to look for it. It's called Raid Pirates Plunder. Going to be Kickstarter. If you're not familiar with Kickstarter, if you help fund these guys make their game, and there's all these cool incentives along the way. So depending on what level you help fund it, you get something cool. So there's way too many cool things to go into now. So you have to go look at it. Do it now, or I'm going to jump through that camera like Samara from The Ring. So, all right. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your time.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Under the mic handshake.
Thank you very much.
Hello, once again, Troy here with Starfest from Rocky Mountain Geek Tank. I'm here with some filmmakers, local filmmakers of the horror genre, probably other stuff. Why don't you tell me who you guys are?
My name is Zach Bynes, and I'm Richard Taylor.
And tell me about the group that you're doing, the thing.
We are BizJack Flemco Productions. We've made several films in Colorado for over 15 years, including The Misled Romance of Cannibal Girl and Incest Boy. And in our newest movie, which is Adam the Amazing Zombie Killer. It's our very first feature film, and we're going to be showing it here at Starfest, along with the feature film making of Adam the Amazing Zombie Killer, Rock and Bowl. It's a feature-length documentary of the making of. It's going to be fascinating.
It's our cheap 3D effects. So.
Hey, there's the poster for it. Anyway, yes.
And shirts.
We're selling shirts, and we're having a great time here in the horror room.
We're whores, and we are here in the horror room at Starfest.
To you soon. That's right.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, I'm happy that you guys. I don't believe it. Look at that. It's his twin brother.
Anyway, any other questions about Adam the Amazing Zombie Killer?
I'm looking forward to seeing it. It's going to be tomorrow at 7:30, which you're not going to get to see because this is in the future.
That's right. But hey, if they go to AdamTheAmazingZombieKiller.com, they can look at the screening section of that and see where we're screening next, locally or even all around the world, really.
Sweet. Definitely. The Alamo Drafthouse does some awesome stuff. You might be able to get it shown there.
Yes, with if you go and write to the Alamo Drafthouse, if they get enough requests, they'll play whatever, you know.
And that's where we would need you, the viewers' help. If you want to see Adam the Amazing Zombie Killer near you, we would love to show it near you. So if you know a theater that would want to show it, just contact them and say, hey, we want to see Adam the Amazing Zombie Killer.
Yes. Way better than Adam the Mundane Zombie Killer.
He's amazing. And a little bit sexy as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I've been Troy with Geek Tank.
Thank you, Geek Tank. And
Troy, this has been the highlight of our career. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Troy.
Oh, my God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Here's Troy once again. That's me. I'm here with
Kristen.
And this is her
Third Starfest. Starfest. I did not say the other one. Okay.
Well, we'll edit that out later. So I heard that this is also the first of something else at this con.
This is the first time having a Doctor Who sub-convention with Starfest.
Cool. Tell me a little bit about that.
We got a bunch of Doctor Who fans together to create a Starfest Doctor Who thing, I guess, yeah. And it's the first time. We hope to have many more, but we have a bunch of panels, and we have build your own Sonic, and we have arts and crafts for the kids, and a lot of things for just family oriented.
Cool. So it's a little bit of Doctor Who stuff throughout the entire convention.
Not the entire convention. We're here today, Friday, and then tomorrow, Saturday, and that's it.
Okay, that's still a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
If I do it fast enough, I'll get this wind whipping through there, and his ears will start to bleed over there. So besides Doctor Who, I'm sure obviously Doctor Who is your number one priority of things you love. What other fandoms do you like?
Supernatural, BBC Sherlock, the IT crowd, although you don't see much of that around. Firefly, I'm a brown coat. I don't know, there's so many.
This is one of the things that we're doing with Geek Tank is the geekdom and the interest of geeks tend to span a whole lot. So what we want to do is to be able to touch a little bit on all those interests and help them. If the camera is not working right, just turn it off and on again, by the way. So, great.
There's a box for the internet, too.
That's right, a box. The internet's in a box.
The red little light, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Kristen. Is there anything else you'd like to say to your fans that are to be?
Actually, two things, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
So on Facebook, we have the Denver Doctor Who Convention. You spell out Doctor if you want to look us up so that we can get like the fan base for next year. And then also we have the Torchwood 7, which is another Doctor Who group to like for Colorado.
Cool. And our techie guy, who happens to also be the camera guy, can put that stuff at the bottom to make it easier for people. Did it come through clear enough? Awesome. So we'll definitely promote that for you.
Sweet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kristen.
Geek Tank.
Okay, and we're back.
So that was Starfest with my interviews. Probably the coolest one was the droid. He was the most talkative. What I was coming at with my angle on it was, what if you've never been to a convention? So I want to give you a little bit of taste of what happens at a convention. And when you go there, you will get a nice little map along with a schedule of what's going on. And as you can see on some of these areas, I've put green highlighter on stuff in order to go through and kind of track where things are happening. Because you'll inevitably end up with 2 things happening at the same time that you want to go to, and you can't.
Yeah.
So you have to just sort of pick or hope that they're re-airing something another time. The biggest thing for a lot of people there is the costuming and going in their costumes. For me, it'd be the gaming. I love playing games, so the game room's really cool, and then you get to meet really interesting people, like the guys making the pirate game.
Yeah.
I haven't checked Kickstarter today to see if they met their requirement that they were going for. If they haven't, they're restarting the Kickstarter to try to get that game going, is what they told me. So,
Which is cool.
and you also get a cool little brochure like I held up here before, and it has a who's who in it. So it has all of the Uber superstar bios in it. And at some point in the future, this awesome actress here, Amanda Tapping, did an interview with us.
And
so
we will air that later.
later at some point. So
She was pretty cool.
you have to like us on Facebook so you can keep track of when that's going to happen. And we'll get the word out to give you plenty of warning for that.
Yes.
We almost had an interview with Nichelle Nichols, but she was feeling under the weather, as I understand. And so
Yeah, we were having
Didn't
a
work
problem. You know, Denver gets to people. Denver gets to people.
It's the altitude.
It's the altitude.
if you're not from here, if you come here, drink lots of water.
Yes.
Helps with the
Lots
altitude.
of water. And breathe.
And don't forget to breathe. Breathing's important.
I forgot. Oh, wait. Okay. I'm remembering to breathe again.
Bring in host number 2. But there's so much there. It's they have model building and contests and model building friendly stuff where they talk you through it and say, here's how you build a model. They have some beautiful models displayed for their model contest. You can go through and look at those. I don't think it was on that footage, but they had a robot room.
Yeah,
R2D2.
they had a whole robot room.
Whole
It was
robot
awesome.
room. Yeah, life-size robots. They had Robbie the Robot from Lost in Space.
Yeah. They had like 3 of them.
Yep, and
They
they
were all
had
talking at the same time.
they had a red R2D2.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Yeah,
We'll see that red R2D2 show up later.
Yep. What else was there? It's really, the convention is the place that you go when you're into a fandom, when you're into some kind of geek aspect that you want to go enjoy with other people, or when you want to go out there and see what other interesting geek aspects there are that you'd love to get into.
Yeah. I mean, they've got gaming. I mean, it's literally so many. There's so many topics involved that we can't actually show it in a 30-minute show.
No, we're going to cover more conventions in the future, though, and hopefully
we'll just keep doing this.
do more of that.
Yeah, I started going to Starfest in '84.
And I believe it was called
StarCon at the time.
StarCon at the time. They changed
Yeah, it was
the name.
called StarCon at the time, but that was my first one. Was in '84.
My first convention would have been sometime in the 80s as well, early 80s, but it was RiverCon, which is the local Louisville, Kentucky convention, called
Right.
RiverCon because it's on the river. And it was interesting because it was a very small convention compared to the ones that I see now.
Right.
Because you're talking maybe 300-400 people, and there's easily 1,000 to 2,000 at
Yeah.
Starfest. So it was a more intimate gathering, and it was extremely diverse compared to other conventions. Some conventions like to really narrow into one fandom and have that very specific thing. So even though this was Starfest, you'd think, well, it's all about star science fiction-y stuff. There was the Harry Potter group.
Yeah. That Doctor Who group that you
Doctor
saw?
Who group, which definitely gets close to sci-fi, but not quite because it's modern time stuff. Let's see. Conventions are fun.
Yeah.
Yes. The steampunk group. I didn't see any of them, but I know there's a steampunk group that was
Well,
there.
we were right in the lee of Anomaly Con, so I don't think we would have seen a lot of the steampunk
Yeah.
group.
Anomaly Con is a local convention that specifically focuses on steampunk genre.
Right.
Which,
so we just cleared out of that a couple
and it's
couple
safe
months
to
ago.
Google steampunk if you want to look that up.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Well, and Starfest started out many years ago as a Star Trek based convention. Really, it was mostly Trekkies. And the first year that I went, it was Nichelle Nichols was the guest, strangely enough, and in an ironic sort of way. And my friend and I, we were both. I love telling this story. My friend and I were both in elementary school, junior high at the time. No, elementary school. And we both went, and my mom sat in the little gallery area and just waited. And we went into this throng of people, the unwashed masses, and they were unwashed. It was really sad. And we were very small, and so we were trying not to get crushed as we went through. And oh, well, look, Nichelle Nichols is in Atrium A. We should go see this. And we went around and waded through all the people until we got to that atrium, opened the door and looked in there, and there was this ocean of people. And way off into the distance was a little teeny Nichelle Nichols. And we were like, there's no place to stand. There's no place to... This is horrible. And we looked at each other and, no. A few minutes earlier, we had heard somebody say, I once shook William Shatner's hand, and I'll never wash that hand again, which made us both look at each other like, okay. So we opened the door, and we looked in there, and then we closed the door, and my friend Mike turns to me and says, I'll never wash my eyeballs again. And
That
then we
might
walked
explain
off.
the smell. That
The smelly
nerds,
eyeballs?
geeks, gamers all get this reputation of not bathing and smelling horrible. And the problem is when that happens a few times, it kind of colors the whole group and gets that way.
90% of them do bathe. It's that 10%.
It really only takes 1% to really sneak up a room. So you get 10%, that's just...
You're just asking for it.
Yeah.
The truth is, they're there all weekend. They're doing things all the time.
They're
look
wearing
at
these costumes and sweating and
these
all.
schedules run 24 hours. So, you've got I've got to be here, and then on the other side here, and you realize that you're barely getting any time to sleep. And
those
so
in the fandom don't always eat the best foods.
They don't eat the best foods.
So
it's not necessarily the world's best environment, but the people are awesome.
Very friendly.
They're all very friendly. They're very nice, and that really is actually over the years, because it's become sort of a stigma. It's self-correcting.
Yep.
So it's been less and less every year.
An interesting thing, and there's just so many aspects to talk about with conventions. Something that happened to my friend of mine at this convention, and this happens a lot, is there's so many people and you're in such an enclosed area. It's just like being back in school when you're a kid. Sicknesses spread fast, so you get codes and everything. Definitely regiment that some of my friends.
Crud.
Yeah, take some Emergen-C, I believe it is, to boost your vitamin C stuff.
Always going prepared.
Airborne, I think, is another immune boosting system you can take.
Yes.
Take some hand lotion if you're going to wash, if you're going to shake a lot of hands. But we could do a whole how to eat properly and stay healthy at a convention.
Oh yeah.
Thing on just that. Well, we're coming up towards the end of the evening. I'd like to let you know, coming up after this show is the Stover Hour.
Yes, Gary Stover is going to go through the mall and show you some really cool things that they found some good finds here. And after that, we've got a special presentation on Flow Blue China, which is really cool. Which
it just flows.
Our Wednesday, it flows. It's our Wednesday discussion group topic.
Cool. And then
unfortunately, we filmed that in the middle of a rainstorm, so the sound is horrible, but the information is beautiful.
What you can hear.
What you can hear is beautiful, but this is a tin roof,
Yep.
and it really was nasty sound.
And also, 8 o'clock, be sure to come back and win some gift cards on the game show. What Antique Is It Anyway?
Absolutely. Okay, and we're out of
join
here.
us next week.
See you later. Bye-bye.